The Lord's Prayer is a central Christian prayer that Jesus taught his disciples. Its story is found in the New Testament in two places, the Gospel of Matthew, 6-9-13, and the Gospel of Luke, 11-1-4. Here's the background and meaning of this most important prayer. In the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 6, Jesus delivers the Lord's Prayer during the Sermon on the Mount. In this context, he teaches about the attitudes and behaviors that should characterize the lives of his followers. Before giving the prayer, he emphasizes the importance of not praying for show, like the Pharisees who pray loudly in public to be seen by others. Jesus encourages his disciples to pray privately, in secret, and that God, who sees what is done in secret, will reward them. In the Gospel of Luke, chapter 11, the story begins when one of Jesus' disciples asks him to teach them how to pray, just as John the Baptist had taught his disciples. Jesus responds by giving them the prayer that would later become known as the Lord's Prayer. The Lord's Prayer, Matthew 6-9-13. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. And forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Key elements and meaning. Our Father who art in heaven. This opening phrase emphasizes a personal relationship with God. Jesus invites his followers to pray to God as a loving Father, who is in heaven but also near to them. Hallowed be thy name. This means let your name be revered or honored. It acknowledges God's holiness and asks for reverence of God's name on earth. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. This expresses a desire for God's reign and will to be fully realized both in heaven and on earth. It reflects a longing for the coming of God's kingdom, which Christians believe will be fulfilled in the second coming of Christ. Give us this day our daily bread. This is a prayer for daily provision. Daily bread symbolizes not only physical food but also the sustenance and needs of life. It is a reminder to trust God for everything we need. And forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. This part focuses on forgiveness. It asks God to forgive the sins, or debts, of the one praying, while also acknowledging the need to forgive others who have wronged us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.